Hey, welcome to Pilates with Jen. My name is Jen. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today, I'm bringing you an intermediate chair flow. This flow is going to work your full body with an extra concentration in the lower body and the core. We need no props. I have my chair set at a 2-0, which on my chair is a medium light spring. And then I also do have a gondola pole standing by because I do not have handles on my chair. And for safety reasons, I like to have it nearby. So once you are ready, have everything set up because this workout starts now. So once you are ready, you are going to go ahead. You're going to lie yourself down on that mat. We're going to bring our toes towards the top of the chair. Our arms are reaching long by our sides. From here, we're going to begin with our breath, taking a nice inhale through our nose, blowing out that exhale. Preparing our body to move. Let's take 2 more breaths here. On this next inhale, towards your nose, as you begin exhaling, I want you to slowly roll yourself on up. Finding your hips in line with your knees, your rib cage is closed. You're not too high up on that neck, and you're getting length and stretch through those hip flexors. From here, take an inhale, exhale. I want you to slowly roll it down, coming all the way down, vertebrae by vertebrae, into that mat. Again, let's continue rolling that tailbone up and under. Just warming up the body, seeing how everything feels. Go for 2 more just like this. Each movement getting more space in that spine as you push it down onto that mat. When your tailbone comes down to the mat on that last one, go ahead. We're slowly going to float that pedal on down. Go ahead, readjust yourself if you need. Now from here, we're going to hold that pedal quiet. We're thinking about wrapping our toes around that pedal pad and dropping that pedal, dropping the heels towards that pedal mat. Now from here, make sure you're adjusted, draw those abs in with this. Roll ourselves up, engaging those hamstrings more as we have to hold that pedal still. Keep warming up through that body. The minute you let go of that hamstring, that pedal floats. Let's go for 1 more after this. Really working through those hamstrings already. Bringing the heat in early. On that last one, when your tailbone hits that mat, slowly release that pedal on up. From here, just scoot yourself just a little bit closer. Our heels are in parallel. Heels are on that pedal, and you're pressing that pedal a quarter of the way down. We're going to come into a spine twist here. I want you to take your knees and drop them all the way over to the left as long as that opposing shoulder stays down. Bring it back to center. And let's bring them towards the right. So right away, you're going to notice difference in the spine twist here is we're actually not having to use our hip flexors. It's taking the weight off our hip flexors, putting more pressure onto our hamstrings, working our hamstrings just a little bit harder. Remember, you're dropping over side to side as long as you can keep that opposing shoulder down. Let's do 2 more to each side, getting in that rotation, stabilizing through that trunk. Last one. Towards the left, towards the right, sorry. Come back to center and slowly bring that pedal on up. From here, just leaving those feet resting, we're going to go ahead, bring our hands behind our head. We're going to warm up our abs here. So from here, I want you to put your hands behind your head, tuck your chin towards your chest. Legs are resting on that pedal, feet are flexed. From here, you're going to curl yourself up. Exhale, bring it down. Take an inhale. On that exhale, curl yourself up. When you inhale, exhale, roll yourself down. Inhale, roll up. Exhale down. Really try to get deep, deep right at the top of that rib cage. Roll it up. Last two. Next time you're up, I want you to hold it there. From here, fingers are interlaced. You're going to rotate for your obliques to one side. Bring it back to center. Rotate towards the left. Back to center. Inhale as you come to center. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, rotate. For 5, 4, 3, last 2. Next time you come back to center, keep that chest lifted. Now carefully, slowly take your feet, place them under the pedal. Chest is staying lifted. We're coming up for a roll up. Hands come to the side. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll yourself up. Bring your hands to the pedal. Go ahead, slide yourself back just a little bit here. From here, you're going to press that pedal down, draw those abs in, come into that deep C curve. Let the pedal float up. Find that long line. You have a string pulling you from the top of your head. Let that pedal go. Bring your hands up towards the clouds. Slowly roll yourself on down. One vertebrae at a time, bringing those arms back over your head. Again, let's take an inhale. Exhale, curl yourself up. Lift that chest. Inhale here. Exhale, roll yourself up. Bring those hands towards the chair. Go ahead, push that pedal down. Come into that deep C curve here. Really extend through those shoulders. Elongate that back. Find that straight line. Pedal comes to the top. Hands come up. You're going to roll yourself down. We have one more here. Arms come up over the head. From here, when you're ready, tuck that chin. Inhale. Come up to that chest lift. Stop here. Take an inhale. Exhale. Roll yourself on up. Bring the hands to the pedal. Drive into that deep C curve. Really pull with that pedal. You're pulling with your arms. You're driving your feet deeper underneath you, pulling those abs in towards your spine. And from here, slowly let that pedal come up, and you're going to stay sitting up nice and tall. Release those hands, bring them up over the clouds, and then bring your hands on down. We are going to turn around right now, finish up our ab work here. So just go ahead, spin around on your mat. And from here, we're going to go ahead, we're going to lay down. Hold our hands on to the pedal. Head is on the mat. Now, all you need to do is just pull down that pedal ever so slightly so your arms are engaged. We're going to bring right leg to tabletop, keep those abs drawn in, bring the other leg to meet it. We're coming into single leg stretch here. So from here, just having those arms engaged, we're going to go ahead, extend that right leg long. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale it, left leg, and bring it in. Remember, how you breathe doesn't matter, just as long as you breathe. So just an isometric hold with our arms as we're coming in to our ab series. Relax through that neck. Reach each leg long out of that hip socket for 4, 3, 2, last one, both legs together, coming in for double leg stretch. Extend it out and bring it in. Remember, higher up or lower. Lower is more difficult. Higher up is a little bit easier. We have 4 and 3 for 2. Last one. Hold it here. Second round. Chest lift if you choose. Legs come to Pilates V. Go ahead, frog it in and frog it out. Really lift through that chest. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, hold it there, lower lift, up to the clouds, bring it down. Remember, anytime you can put that head down, keep pushing. We have 4, 3, 2, last one. Fold those legs in, release those arms, and go ahead, bring your arms out to a T and drop your knees from side to side. Stretching out the abdominals. We have one more set here before we come up, going on to footwork. So from here, we're going to go ahead, we're going to come into rollovers. If you have neck problems, I would just go ahead and skip this part, or if flexion or any osteoporosis, just fast forward to the next part. But if you have no problems here, we're going to come in to rollovers. We are going to do 4 of them. The first 2 we're going to do with bent knees, and then the last 2 we're going to try to do with straight legs. So from here, I just want you to go ahead, reach your legs into tabletop. You're going to hold that pedal like you did before. Now, from here, you're going to bring your knees in towards your chest. Draw those abs up and roll yourself over. Now you want to try to bring your feet towards the top of that chair. Into jackknife, and then slowly rolling it down. Legs come down to the floor, and then you go ahead and bring them back to tabletop. All right, so second one, bent legs. Draw those abs in. Squeeze those abs, roll yourself up and over, stay off the neck, straighten the legs. Touch the pad. If you can flex your feet to the pad, that works good. Relax those shoulders. From here, draw those abs in. Roll it up. Find that jackknife. Hold it there. And slowly roll it down, one vertebrae at a time. Once your bottom hits, the feet come down. Holding on to that chair. From here, legs are straight. Now, fold them up towards the clouds, rolling up and over. I like to flex my feet underneath the chair pad. Relax the shoulders. And then from here, draw it in Bring it straight up. Find that jackknife. And slowly roll it down, one vertebrae at a time. Last one here. Straight legs or bent legs. When you're ready, draw those abs in. Lift the legs towards the clouds. Roll them up and over. Find the chair pad. Relax the shoulders. Find the jackknife. And slowly roll yourself down, one vertebrae at a time, trying to control it. When your legs hit the mat, let that chair go. And slowly give yourself a hug. All right, let's get moving on to this workout. We're gonna come on up. So from here, I am gonna be changing my springs to a 3 and a 2. So I'm gonna add on a number 3. We're gonna start with some footwork. So sitting up on top of the chair. You're gonna find your heels on that bar, on that pedal. Feet are parallel. From here, sitting up nice and tall. Hands are reaching to the front of that chair. When you're ready, we're gonna go press the pedal down and resist it up. Remember, you're stacked up against that wall behind you. It's not about how far you press the pedal down. It's about keeping the pelvis stable when you come up. We got 4, 3, for 2, last 1. Bring it on up. We're gonna come to the balls of the feet. We're gonna take our hands, we're gonna hold the side of the chair. Reaching up nice and tall. From here, down. Next time your feet come up, come all the way up. We're gonna come back to the heels. We're gonna go wide on the chair. Now this time, we're gonna bring our arms out to the sides. Make sure your knees aren't too wide. So from here, when you're ready, press them down, resist them up. So again, still stacking yourself up. For 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Bring that chair, that pedal up, and we're gonna come to the balls of the feet, half high toe, staying wide. Now, arms can stay here, arms can go here, or arms can come up to the clouds. Draw those abs in. From here, lift the heels, press it down. Still stacked up nice and tall. Last 4. Keep that trunk stable. You have to use your abs, stabilize through that trunk. Last 1. Slowly bring that pedal on up. All right, we're going to take our feet. We're going to come down. We're going to come stand up and face our chair. We're going to go into calf raises here. You're going to take your pedal. I'm going to start with my foot that's facing you. So that is my left foot. Now, please be mindful. This is a heavy chair, but it's all about the ankle. So from here, you're going to hold here if this is where you feel comfortable. So you're going to point and flex, point and flex. But I like to bring it even further, and I like to come upright, bring my chest up and bring my hands. So I have to use my whole body, and then we point and we flex. So really having to use my whole body to point and flex. Great for the ankle, building up strength. Remember, if this weight is too much, it's not a big movement. For 4, 3, 2, last 1. Bring those arms down, place them on the top of the chair. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So you're going to find, you press that pedal down, you're going to find the crook of your knee into that chair, and then take a few point and flexes here. Building that ankle. For 4, 3, 2, on that last one, go ahead, bring your hands back to the top of the chair and let the pedal come on up. So from here, we're going to come into some standing pikes or some roll downs. Now, I want you to find your feet hip distance apart. You're good distance from the chair because we're going to roll over, put our hands onto the pedal. So from here, go ahead, reach your arms up towards the clouds. Take your chin, drop it towards your chest, draw those abs in. Roll yourself over. Bring your hands to the chair. Press the pedal down. Now, I want you to bring that pedal up, draw those abs in. Exhale it down. Draw the abs in. Exhale it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. We have 3. For 2. Last one. And let's slowly float that pedal on up. And we are going to add that spring back on to the number 3 this time instead of the number 2. So now I am at a 33 or a 3 and a 3. And we're going to come into our pikes. Bring the pedal down. Bring both feet to the pedal. Now your feet can be hip distance apart. They can be a little bit wider, whatever works for your body. Now your hands, I'm coming to bring them over towards the horns of my chair. It's the back side of the chair. Now we're coming into pikes here. So you want to draw those abs in just like we did standing on the floor. Now you're going to lean your shoulders over your wrists, but when you come up, your shoulders don't move. They're not coming out over the chair. All right? So when you're ready, here we go. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring the chair up. Come up to as far as you can come up. Exhale, bring it down. So remember, you don't want the shoulders. The shoulders don't move. They stay over the wrists the whole time. If you need more support coming up, make the chair heavier. If this is too easy, make the chair lighter. Every time you come up, think about pulling those abs towards that spine. Find that deep muscle. Feel it burn. Resist it down. We have 4 more here. Try to get higher and higher every time. Last one. Bring that pedal down to the floor. Drop your heels and sink yourself back for a moment. we're going to go into those obliques. So I'm going to be taking my feet and I am going to turn them facing towards you. So my outside foot is in the top, my inside foot is towards the back. My hands are coming in between the horns, and my one hand is coming in between the horns, and my other hand is coming in the front in the middle. Now, you want to draw that deep C curve in this line. So C curve here, find that arc. Now, watch your wrist and your shoulders. We don't go over them. From here, draw those abs in. Float all the way up. Control the pedal down. Every time you come up, can you get a little deeper? Control the pedal down. Don't let it bang. We have 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Bring the toes, when your pedal comes down, slide the toes back to the center, drop the heels, release the wrists. We have that other side. So from here, I'm going to turn face the opposite way. My hand is coming into the center. You're going to find that arc here. Find your shoulders over your wrist. When you're ready, draw those abs in, float that pedal up. The shoulders stay over the wrist and come down. We have 4 more. For 3, 2, last one here. Slowly bring those toes back to the center. You can step off that pedal, float the pedal up, and let's go ahead, take ourself back. Let's give ourselves a stretch. I like to hold down to the sides of my chair, give myself a little traction stretch. The chair will hold you, especially if you're on carpet, just be careful. And then we're going to take our hands to the top of the chair, drive our shoulders, drop our hips. Drive your hips towards the front of the chair. Excellent. All right, let's move on. If you have no handles on your chair like me, I am going to be using a gondola pole. So we are going to start, let me get my pole. We are going to start with mountain climbers first. So from here, I am going to take my right foot, step it on the pedal. My left foot, I'm going to be bringing up on top of the chair pad. All right, so my hands here are coming to those horns again. Now, you're going to lift this pedal up ever so slightly. You're going to hinge over. Now, we're going to bend the knee. You bring it up and you step it back. So knee comes up and you step it back. Again, if you have handles, you're holding on to the handles. If you can do this with a flat back, go ahead and do this with a flat back, but that's more advanced than intermediate. So from here, just holding front into mountain climbers. We have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold that pedal down. I'm grabbing my gondola pole. We're going into step ups. So from here, and you're ready, you're going to step it up and step it down. Now again, up. You want to come all the way up, stand it up. Find the foot and bring it down. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Float that pedal on down. And from here, you can take that foot on off. Go ahead, shake that leg on out. All right, I'm moving my gondola pole to this side so I can grab it. We're going to start with the mountain climbers first. So from here, press that pedal down. Now my right foot is coming to that top of the chair mat. From here, I'm going to hinge myself over. Leg comes up off the floor. Now bend the knee, resist it down. Bring the knee up and down. Yes, feel it through that glute. For 4, 3, 2, last 1. Hold that pedal on down. Now from here, if you have your pole or your handles, you're slowly going to come on up. Stand it up and bring it down. So this is my right foot that I'm balancing on, which has a lot more balance than my left. So I'm going to lift up my gondola pole because I think I can do this without it. For 4, 3, 2, last 1, float it up. And from here, you can float that pedal on down. Carefully bring that foot to the pedal. I'm done with the gondola pole. That's all we needed it for. From here, just drop your heels, reach yourself on back. Before we move on, we're going to sit back on top of that chair. We're going to find our toes on to that pedal. Heels are together. So we're going to press that pedal down. We're going to slide our bums all the way towards the edge of the pedal. We're going into frog back. So hands are coming to the edge of the chair. Now, all I want you to do is I want you to press that pedal down and float your bottom off that chair. So you're holding, your heels are pushing together. You're holding yourself, soft micro bends in the elbows. And then from here, just the elbows. We're going to bend the elbows and straighten the elbows. This is just tricep work, using our full body weight and the spring helping return us up. Elbows are going to the back of the room as best they can. Trying not to lean too far back. Trying to lift my sternum up. Last 2. On this last one, you're going to hold yourself up. And now the legs, you're pushing them down, resisting them up. Soft micro bends in the elbow. Don't lock out the joint. Squeeze and lift. Control it for 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Come all the way up, and you can have a seat on top of that chair. And you can put your feet onto the floor. Give yourself a moment. We are going to go into some balance and lunge work, so I am going to be dropping my spring weight to a 2 and a 0. So when you're ready, you can keep your mat on the floor with balance work. We're going to go ahead. We're going to press this pedal down. And as you can feel, this pedal is very light. So we're going to come down into a roll down here. And once we come down into a roll down, we're going to walk ourselves out to a down dog. We're not staying there. We're just going to come into a lunge. So follow along. Arms come up to the clouds. I want you to slowly roll yourself on down. Bring your hands to the floor. Walk yourself out. Okay, find that down dog position, right or left foot. I'll start with my right foot. I'm bringing my right foot into a lunge. Keep this foot pushing down on that pedal. From here, you're going to bring yourself up. Bring your arms out to a T. Hinge yourself forward. Straighten the front leg for a hamstring stretch. Bend the front leg. Come out to a T. Fold yourself over, hands to the floor. Straighten that front leg for a hamstring stretch. We have one more. Hinge over, hands to the floor. Now from here, we're coming into that down dog. So I'm going to take my right foot. I'm going to step it back, find my down dog position. Left foot is now coming forward. So remember, each side of your body is different. Slowly come up. Let's try that again. Slowly come up. There we go. Arm coming out to a T. Let's hinge it forward. Hand to the floor. Straighten leg for a hamstring stretch. Bend the knee forward. Hold that chair down. Push down through that leg. Come out through it. Hinge forward. Hands come to the floor. Straighten the leg. Last set here. Bend that knee. Lift up for that extension. This last time, you're going to hinge over, hands to the floor, coming back to that down dog. This time, you're going to find that plank, and you're going to hold it here. We're coming into leg pull. So from here, I'm starting with my right leg. Inhale, lift the leg. Exhale it down. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put that foot down. Switch the leg. Left side. Leg pull here. Lift and lower. Stabilize through the body. For 4, 3, 2. Last one. Place that foot on down. Hold the plank. And slowly walk yourself back in. Bend those knees. And slowly come up, and you can have a seat on the chair. We're going to finish up with some Swan, stretch out the back. So leaving the spring right where it is, we're going to go ahead, we're going to lie down on our stomachs, and we're going to bring that pedal on down. So reaching long, I'm going to let that pedal come up and just allow myself a little traction. Relax those shoulders, bring those shoulders back and down. From here, I'm going to slowly press the pedal down. And as I press the pedal down towards the floor, my chest is going to pull up into that back extension. So really feeling pushing that pelvis down, straightening those legs. really feeling from head to toe. 2 breaths here, and let's slowly float the pedal down. Legs go down, everything goes limb. Again, strong back, strong body, point those legs. Start raising the chest as you lower the pedal. Reaching higher, trying to push up a little bit higher out of that thoracic spine. Squeezing your glutes behind you, legs could be up off the floor. 2 more breaths here, and let's bring the pedal on up. 1 more. Relax the body. Take an inhale, exhale, float the pedal down as you lift that body up, squeezing those glutes, reaching those toes long, pushing that pedal down, shoulders are back and down. Holding here for 5 and 4, for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly float that pedal on up and lay yourself down. Let that pedal slowly come all the way up. And we are going to come in to finish with a mermaid stretch. I'm just going to sit sideways to my chair, shoulders are back and down. My hand comes out long towards the sides. From here, taking my hand with my palm, pushing that pedal down as I come into lateral flexion over the side, keeping these abs, trying to get these ab and waist together. Reach that arm comes back, pedal comes back up. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Get a little deeper. A few breaths. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come on up. And let's turn around to the other side. So go ahead, bring that other hand out to the side, shoulders back and down, your abs are drawn in. From here, press that pedal down. As you press the pedal down, bring that waist and rib together. As the arm reaches over the head, you push down a little further to get deeper into it. Let's do 2 more here. And last one. Next time you come back up to center, go ahead, face your chair. We're going to push the pedal down. Move your knees away a little bit, tuck your toes under, come to a standing position. From here, relax that head, pull those abs in. Now, as you roll yourself on up, you're slowly going to let that pedal come up with you. Resist it as you're slowly coming up. When it comes to the top, exhale, push it down. We'll do 2 more just like this. On that next one, when that pedal floats all the way up, release your hands. Continue rolling yourself on up. Bringing the arms up over the head. Cactus those hands. Bring your hands to heart. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this chair workout. Like always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, stay strong. Bye.